Hey, what's up everybody? It's Dev Oski here from Umbria Network, and this is going to be a video a little bit about our roadmap for 2022. We just released our 2022 roadmap, and it's really extensive. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff this year, so this is going to be a video all about what we're doing and sort of what order we're going to be doing it in as well. And so I'm just going to get right into it and get started. In 2022, we're going to be launching a whole bunch of bridges between lots of different networks to get assets between those networks so that the community can engage with all different kinds of DeFi, NFT platforms, and really any platform where you would need to move assets from one chain, maybe Ethereum, to another chain, let's say Avalanche or Phantom or something like that. And as we've seen the space grow over the last couple of years, we've started to realize that not everything is going to be on Ethereum. Not every dApp is going to be on Ethereum. There's going to be dApps launched on lots of different chains. And the reason for that is because all these different chains have different use cases. They have different block times. Some of them are faster than others. Some of them are cheaper than others. And so there's reasons that you might not want to launch something on Ethereum and you might want to launch it on Phantom or Avalanche or something else, Polygon, for example. And so what Umbria are going to be doing over the next year is we're going to be launching a whole bunch of cross-chain bridges so that everyone can move their assets between these different cryptocurrency networks more easily and basically engage with these networks and be able to participate in the projects that are being based on top of these networks. And so in 2021, we were able to successfully launch our Ethereum Polygon bridge, and it's proven to be the fastest and cheapest cross-chain bridge between Ethereum and Polygon. And so now that we've done that as kind of a proof of concept, we're ready to expand and scale this project out to many other different kinds of blockchains that also have some interesting projects and products on them that are not that easily accessible for people who might have their assets elsewhere. And so this roadmap is basically going to be a summary of all of those different kinds of bridges that we're going to be releasing across the year. And I'll start with Q1 and explain what we're going to be doing from Q1. So the first thing that we have on this bridge is the Binance Smart Chain bridge. And we've actually just already launched the Binance Smart Chain bridge, so it's up and running and it's ready to be used right now. So if you want to use the Binance Smart Chain bridge, you can just go to bridge.umbria.network and you'll see it there ready to go. And we've launched the Ethereum token on that bridge, so you can now bridge Ethereum from the Ethereum chain to the Binance Smart Chain. If you want to get your Ethereum from Polygon to the Binance Smart Chain, you'll have to go through Ethereum. And a little bit later in the year, and I'll explain this later, we're going to be bridging everything even more through Polygon to make the whole process even cheaper. But right now, it's still the cheapest and fastest way to get from Ethereum to Polygon and from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain. So you'll see that in this little paragraph here after the explainer that we've successfully completed this bridge. And so now this bridge is fully operational. You're able to migrate the Ethereum token from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain. But in the next week or two, we will also be launching the BNB token, which is the native token of Binance Smart Chain. So you'll be able to move your BNB across from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain really quickly and really cheaply as well. So that's coming up very, very soon. So after that, we were thinking, okay, we have this Polygon bridge and we have Binance Smart Chain. What are the next 10 networks that are up and coming and that people are starting to use and that are going to become more important over the next 5 or so years? And from looking through all of the different EVM compatible chains like Phantom, Avalanche, things like that, Immutable X, Gnosis Chain, things like that, we've decided that the next most important chain that our users are really going to benefit from and the whole community is going to really benefit from is the Avalanche chain. So after BSC, which has now just been launched, we're going to be launching the Avalanche chain, and that's going to be coming in, I would say, probably 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month from now. That should be live. And then after that, we're going to be doing the Phantom bridge, which is a very similar bridge. It's got a whole bunch of DeFi stuff on it. So the Phantom bridge is going to be next after that. And the interesting thing about this roadmap that's really important to remember is that if you're an Umbria staker on Ethereum, you're going to be getting all these bridging fees from all the different networks that we are implementing on the Umbria network. And so when we have an Ethereum Avalanche bridge, if you're staking Umbria on the Ethereum side, you're going to be earning fees from the Avalanche bridge. You're going to be earning fees from the Binance Smart Chain bridge and the Phantom bridge and all the other bridges that we're going to be implementing across time. So those earnings for staking Umbria should increase as the volume increases because all of these new bridges will be open for use. And that's one of the reasons why we're launching so many bridges really quickly. It's going to be really good for our community who have adopted the Umbria token, who are now staking the Umbria token. They're going to be earning fees from all these different chains directly into their staking balances. So once we've done Avalanche and we've done Phantom, then we're going to do the Ronin bridge. And basically what Ronin is it's the Axie Infinity sidechain. And so what we've noticed with our bridge and the users who've been interested in using our bridge is, for the most part, there are NFT communities that need to get assets from one chain, usually Ethereum, to another chain where the NFT platform has created some game that wouldn't have been able to be deployed on Ethereum because Ethereum has really expensive gas fees and it's not practical for the kind of applications for gamifying NFTs. And so you have Ethereum in the middle and you have all of these other chains like Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, and Ronin, where games can be deployed on them, but then the users need a way to get the assets from Ethereum to that side chain or that layer 2 chain. And so Ronin is an example of one of those chains, and that's the Axie Infinity chain. So once the Phantom bridge is deployed, then we'll be deploying our Ronin bridge, and we'll be opening the floodgates up to all of the Axie Infinity community who don't have really a very good way of moving their Ethereum tokens over to Ronin. Ronin does already have a bridge, but our bridge protocol will enable us and the wider community to bridge the Ethereum for a factor of 10 cheaper and a factor of 10 more quickly. So there will be utility in that when we launch the Ronin bridge, and that's coming up very soon. Aside from actually implementing a set of new bridges that are going to enable people to move assets to different parts of the crypto ecosystem, we're also launching something called the Umbria Partnership Endeavor, which means that we're partnering with lots of different NFT and DeFi protocols and enabling them to onboard their users onto their platform in some exotic chain using our bridge. Because most people hold their assets on Ethereum, they're not necessarily educated on how to move their assets to Polygon to participate in a DEX like QuickSwap, or move their assets to Binance Smart Chain to use a DEX like PancakeSwap or some NFT project that might be launched on that chain. And so one of the things that we're doing at Umbria is we're talking to all these projects that are on these exotic chains that aren't Ethereum and saying, this is the best way to onboard your community to that chain through our bridge. And so that's the point of the Umbria Partnership Endeavor. Further than that, which is the next point, and also kind of following on from the partnership point I just made, is the bridge widget extended functionality. So basically what we're doing with all these partnerships is we're giving all of these platforms our bridge widget and saying, put this widget on your website and people will be able to bridge assets through that widget and get to the destination that they need to go. So let's say, for example, there's a DEX on Binance Smart Chain. That DEX can implement our widget, brand it up however they like, and then enable their users to bridge assets through that bridge widget onto their decentralized exchange without their users ever needing to learn about Umbria or learn about bridging or any of the really difficult technical things that they might need to be educated on if the widget didn't exist. So that widget is basically just a way for communities that don't really care about bridging or know about bridging, but need to use bridging. There's going to be a way for them to bridge their assets from one chain to another. And what we're doing this year with our bridge, because we already have a bridge widget that some projects are using, we're extending that functionality and including a fiat on-ramp. So people can use their credit card to buy crypto and then get to where they need to go rather than having to have crypto in their MetaMask wallet or something like that. So that's all going to be coming in Q1 in the next few weeks. So once we've done that, we're going to be moving on to two really important bridges that are slightly more complicated to implement than the bridges that we have currently on our network. And so the Binance Smart Chain bridge, the Polygon bridge, and the Ethereum network, all of those networks conform to a very similar specification, which is called the EVM compatibility. Whereas Solana and Cardano aren't necessarily as compatible with EVM as the other chains. So they're going to be a little bit more complicated to implement. And so we're dedicating Q2 to implementing a Solana bridge and a Cardano bridge. And we expect that it should be pretty straightforward to integrate those networks into our bridge. However, it's not going to be quite as straightforward as the Polygon network, or the Binance Smart Chain network, or Avalanche, or anything like that. So they're going to require a little bit more specialist implementation, and so we've decided to start that implementation in Q2 once we've established the bridge even further with 4 more bridges in Q1, which we're on track to doing right now. And the interesting thing about Solana is, I would say, in my opinion, is it's the most competitive network versus Ethereum. It has a really high transaction per second throughput, and it has really cheap transactions. And so there's a lot of opportunity for DeFi and NFT platforms to create really interesting applications that wouldn't be possible on Ethereum. And that's probably one of the reasons why it's become such a popular chain in such a short amount of time. So we're really excited to implement a Solana bridge, but also a Cardano bridge. Cardano is really popular, and they seem to be coming to a critical point in their development where they're ready to start rolling out DeFi applications and NFT applications and things like that. And so we feel that it's going to be really important for our ecosystem to have a Cardano bridge and to facilitate the bridging of Cardano, like the token ADA, between the Ethereum chain and Cardano. So that's all going to be happening in Q2. Further than that, there's a whole bunch of other EVM compatible chains that are available that we feel should be bridged, but might not be like the most urgent or important bridges to have in the beginning. So in Q1 and Q2, we're going to be implementing all of these really popular sort of blue chip networks that everyone knows about and everyone's going to be using the most. And then after that, we're going to be moving on to the more niche, exotic chains that still have great, strong communities, but might not necessarily be as strong or as popular as the ones implemented in Q1 and Q2. So we have Immutable X, the Wax chain, which is like an NFT chain, the XDAI chain, KuCoin community chain, and Huobi Eco chain. So the KuCoin community chain and Huobi Eco chain are two chains that I kind of want to talk about a little bit. We all know about Binance Smart Chain and how popular that's become so quickly. And the thing with Binance Smart Chain is that it's a private blockchain that's been created by a popular exchange to explore more of the, I don't want to call them decentralized aspects of cryptocurrency, but the on-chain aspects of cryptocurrency, because arguably the Binance Smart Chain isn't particularly decentralized. However, no one can argue that it isn't a blockchain. And so what KuCoin have come along and done, and what Huobi have come along and done, is they've created their own similar chains, still EVM compatible, very similar to Binance Smart Chain, and there are some minor differences between their chains and Binance Smart Chain. However, they are coming from the same angle and saying, we're a really big exchange, we're a heavy hitter in the community, and we have a lot of community members, a lot of developers in the community, and they've launched their chains, and we expect that there's going to be quite a few dApps, NFT platforms, DeFi platforms that are going to be developed on these chains within the next few years. So we do feel like it's pretty important for us to create bridges for those chains and just make it easier for the wider communities to get to those chains. And what we've tried to do with this roadmap is just figure out what are the top 10, 15 chains that are important and that are going to be important in the next 5 years, and then just implement them on our bridge over the course of the next year, and kind of stage our bridge as a really good sort of hub in the middle for everyone to move their assets from one place to another and be able to reach the far corners of the crypto ecosystem. And so that will all be happening in Q3. So by the end of Q3, once we've organized all of that and we've deployed all of that, and it's now all available for everybody to use, it's going to be time to interconnect all of these chains together through the cheapest possible chain. So right now with our bridge, the middle of everything is Ethereum, which is actually a pretty expensive chain. Like if you want to go from Polygon to Binance Smart Chain right now using our bridge, you have to route through Ethereum, which makes it a little bit more expensive. It's still arguably the cheapest way to do it, but we know of a way to make it even cheaper, and that would be to route everything through Polygon. And so instead of having to go from Binance Smart Chain to Ethereum to Polygon, or from Polygon to Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain to get between those two networks that you actually want to get to, we're going to be interconnecting our bridge through Polygon, which means that if you want to get from Avalanche to Phantom, or from Ethereum, from Binance Smart Chain to Avalanche, we're going to be routing everything through Polygon to make it as quick and cheap as possible. And it might even be in the future that we route everything to everything else. But as you add more bridges and you create more connections, it becomes exponentially larger. And so within this year, we would like to route everything through at least one super cheap chain to keep costs down. And eventually we might route everything through everything. But for now, it will just be through Polygon, and that will make everything even cheaper. So we'll probably have basically free transactions between Avalanche and Phantom, or between Solana and Cardano, just because we'll be able to route everything through Polygon and eliminate the Ethereum cost, and no longer have to have Ethereum as the hub of bridging right in the center of everything. So Q4, just think about Q4 as a way to make bridging almost free for most chains. And then once that's done, we will have created this completely interconnected bridging ecosystem, on top of which we can add a decentralized exchange and then incentivize liquidity from all these different areas of the crypto space, and have one true cross-chain interoperable DEX right in the middle, which is something that no other platform has been able to do yet, because the liquidity in the crypto space is so fragmented between all of these different chains, Solana, Cardano, everything. It's all very spread out between all these different chains. Once we're able to glue all of these chains together with the Umbria bridge from the roadmap from Q1 to Q4, then we'll be ready in the next year of Q1 to launch that DEX right in the middle of everything, and then you'll be able to do everything from there. You'll be able to swap, you'll be able to move your cryptocurrency to any chain you want to go, and actually we would even be able to probably route the best deals from different DEXs and find the best cryptocurrency deals. So it's going to be the best of every world, and that's kind of the vision of Umbria, is to link up all of these chains and provide a layer on top for the future of cryptocurrency. Because the way that we see cryptocurrency is that at the end of the day, the cryptocurrency users don't necessarily need to know or want to know about all of the underlying technology that they're using to use some kind of decentralized exchange or to use some kind of game on an NFT platform. They just want to take advantage of the technology and what it can do for them. They don't really need to have like a formal education on how everything works. At least we don't think that they should have to have that. And so our bridge is going to be able to facilitate that sort of next generation of crypto, like blockchain agnosticism, where you're just using cryptocurrency technology as a blanket, this kind of blanket statement, rather than saying, I'm going to use Solana for this and I need to know all of this Solana technology to use it properly. It's just going to be a layer over top of everything. And so that is the 2022 and kind of a little bit of the 2023 roadmap for Umbria. And if you have any questions about what we're doing, please feel free to join our Discord channel and have a discussion with us about that. We would love to see as many of you as possible in the Discord channel, just to continue this conversation forward. And I'm also open to answering any questions that you have in the comments of this video. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.